for them. I am truly proud to be an American, and I'm proud to stand next to a principled leader. I'm proud to stand next to a great father, proud to stand next to a great husband, proud to stand next to the next president of the United States. I leave you, Governor Mitt Romney.
Thank you. You stay here. Thank you. Wow, look at this group up there. Whoa. Hey, guys. Amazing. What a crowd. Thank you so much. Wow. You are so kind to be here tonight. I really appreciate it. What energy, what passion. In particular, I want to thank Governor Fortuño for his endorsement. This is huge. Thank you. Senator John McCain, this is a fighter, an American hero, a proud leader of our nation. Thank you, Senator. First Lady Fortuño, Governor, you married above yourself. Congratulations. We're all in that same camp. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I had fun last night, I got to tell you. Now, Speaker Gingrich said, not the debate before last night, he said that the crowd wasn't allowed to cheer, and so he couldn't do so well because the crowd was too quiet. Then last night he thought the crowd was too loud. He couldn't, it's like Goldilocks, it's porridge is too hot, porridge is too cold. Look, I'm looking forward to debating Barack Obama. I'm not going to worry about the crowd. I'm going to make sure that we tell the truth to Barack Obama and get him out of the White House. I heard the president give a speech this week. You probably heard it. His State of the Union address. He told us that things are on the right track. Things are going swimmingly. He is so detached. He's so detached from reality. He doesn't know what it's like here in Florida. You're wonderful to be here, but I know a lot of people in this state are having a hard time. I know that particularly middle-income families are finding it tough to make ends meet because the median income in America has dropped 10% in the last 4 years. Even as food prices are up and gasoline cost is up and healthcare costs are up, and so people are struggling. And almost 18% of the people in Florida are either out of work or stopped looking for work or are way underemployed in a part-time job. People are hurting out there. And you know what? This president needs to connect with the American people to understand just how tough things are. And I'll tell the American people the truth and the fact that he has not made things better, he's made them worse. He didn't cause a recession. Look, he didn't cause a recession, but he made it worse. And this recovery, it could have been a lot better. He made it worse than it should have been. Now, he had a lot of things to say last night, the night before last. He went through and described all the things he'd do to make the economy better. And I listened to what he said, and I realized that what he says and what he does are quite different things. It was so stark to me, I kept on shaking my head. I mean, one thing he said, you want to get the economy going, he said, lower taxes on employers. And I thought, well then, how come you've raised taxes on employers? And then he said, we have to lower regulations on businesses. Well, how come he's raised regulations on businesses? He'd say, oh, Mitt, wait a second. We put in place this enormous initiative, asked all the agencies of government last summer to look at all the regulations and to get rid of all those that are unnecessary. It's true. And they cut 0.1% of the regulations out of the Federal Register. This president has added regulations at a rate 3 times higher than the prior president. Now, what else did he tell us? He said about energy. He said, look, I'm for all of the above. That means coal, gas, nuclear, oil, renewable. Unfortunately, however, he's been against all of the above. He said no to getting more coal. He said no to getting our gas out of the ground. And of course, with oil, he said no to the Keystone Pipeline. What he says and what he does are entirely different. We need a president who will actually lower corporate rates, who will actually stop regulations from crowding us out, and will actually get the energy we need to be sufficient and independent. He he said we need to all play by the same rules. That makes a lot of sense. And then look at the rules he's been playing by. We have in this nation something called free enterprise, where people can come here and begin their enterprises, pursue their dreams, and build businesses like this, hopefully successfully, as this is. But he has a different model. His model is that the people in government ought to be able to pick the people they want to see win. My guess is there are hundreds of entrepreneurs who have ideas for solar energy, for instance. But he picked the one he liked and gave them $500 million. It's called Solyndra. Yeah. Didn't work out so well. Let me tell you the difference between what happens in the real economy, the private sector, and when government is practicing crony capitalism, playing by their own set of rules. You see, when we helped get Staples started, the office superstore, we raised about $5 or $10 million, all right, to get that first store going. Government put in $500 million into Solyndra. And our offices, by the way, they were in the back of a shopping center, an abandoned shopping center. We had all old furniture. I remember these chairs we had for the board meetings. They were these Naugahyde chairs. You sunk so deep in, you had to have an athletics body to get out of the things. All right, did you look at the headquarters at Solyndra? This huge glass building, the Taj Mahal. That's what happens when government gets involved. We just learned about another one of his investments from government. Your money, your tax money went into a battery company called Ener1. Ener1, oh yeah, it went bankrupt today too. All right, $114 million. Look what happened with GM. Everybody recognized that General Motors needed to go through a bankruptcy process so they could get rid of their excess burdens and come out stronger. And that's happened, thank heavens. But it didn't happen the way it should have. Instead, President Obama made sure that the new owners of General Motors are the UAW, the people who supported him. And then he put his labor stooges into the National Labor Relations Board, and they did the bidding of AFL-CIO by saying to Boeing, you can't build a factory in South Carolina because it's not a right, or it is a right-to-work state. Look, this is crony capitalism. And if you want to see America strong, we do have to play by the same rules. We've got to get the government out of the private sector, and let the private sector get strong and on its feet and create jobs for the American people. This election is about the soul of America. This election is about whether America is going to become a European-style welfare state with government that directs the economy, with government that takes from some to give to others in the name of creating greater equality. And in that setting, the only people who do real well are the people in government who do the giving and the taking. Or whether instead America is going to remain a free land and follow the admonition of those who wrote the Declaration of Independence. Their words they chose carefully. They said this: the Creator has endowed us with certain unalienable rights, among them life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We are free in this country to pursue happiness as we choose, not as government tells us. Not limited by the place of our birth or by the circumstance of our birth, limited only by our willingness to try, to work hard, to get education, to take risks, limited perhaps by our dreams. We need to make sure that America remains the place of opportunity on the planet, that it continues to draw in the best and the brightest, the innovators, the pioneers. That's what makes us who we are. We are not going to become a European welfare state. We are going to stay true to the principles upon which America was founded. I loved hearing those beautiful national hymns that you got to hear as we started off. Weren't they amazing? America the Beautiful. No, that was God Bless America and the national anthem. Wow. Where are the artists who sang those things? One right there. Boy, that was fabulous. Thanks, you two. Just beautiful. Thank you. I have another national hymn that I love. It's America the Beautiful. And you know the words. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty across the fruited plain. I used to say when I was in Iowa that corn qualified as an amber wave of grain. think that's why I lost by 25 votes. There are other verses I love. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. Senator McCain. With the others in this audience who are veterans or members of our national security teams, please raise your hand. Armed forces, please raise your hand. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country love, and mercy more than life. There's one more verse that doesn't get a lot of attention, but it means something. It goes like this. It said, oh, beautiful for patriot's dream that sees beyond the years. The idea is that the vision of the founders of this country, when they wrote the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, that they were not just writing for a temporary period, but instead those principles are enduring. I believe that as we face these extraordinary challenges we have, that the Constitution and the Declaration remain our blueprint, and that America should not be fundamentally transformed into something President Obama wants to see, but instead we should return to the principles of greatness that made us who we are. I love America. I love America. From sea to shining sea. This is the greatest nation in the history of the earth. I'm so proud to be here with you tonight. My fellow Americans, devoted to the principles of America, we're going to take back the White House. We're going to take back our country. We're going to keep out the